I want to go across to my colleague Shiv Arur, and he's got all the responses because this is a story that's literally, Shiv, played out on Twitter. From the time that Shashi introduced several Indians to Twitter, got into trouble the first time round, became far more careful, introduced his wife to Twitter, and then she ironically went and tweeted on his handle, creating this entire mess in the first place by putting this out in the public domain and letting it be known that there were problems that they were dealing with in their private lives. Give our viewers a sense of some of the tweets that have come out this evening.
Rahul, very interesting, and that of course is the main focus of this. That's why I've lined up some of these tweets for our viewers, because there is a sense now being put out there on Twitter that Twitter was responsible for this, for the death of Sunanda Pushkar, and that she was, driven to take her life. We don't know the circumstances under which she died, but there's a huge hundreds of tweets, coming like a wave, like a deluge at this point, actually blaming social media, for what has happened to Sunanda Pushkar. Look at this tweet, Rahul. Death by Twitter, Sunanda Pushkar. Here's another one. Sunanda Pushkar found dead. Shocking, really. Twitter will be one of the murder accused for the first time. People pulling out all the stops to actually affix blame, on the manner in which the people's most private moments, private messages were put out there. They festered there. Lots of speculation, lots of conspiracy theories. People started spreading rumors, saying very distasteful things, and that could have contributed to, precipitating this situation. Sunanda Pushkar found dead. Geez, Twitter and BBM killed. See, people, not sort of mincing their words in blaming social media. Is Twitter becoming a dangerous place to be on? Yesterday, people were making fun of Sunanda Pushkar, and today she is dead. Ironical. Here are a few more. Oh, Twitter, you kill people. Condolences to the family and her loved ones. Rest in peace, Sunanda Pushkar. Rest in peace, Sunanda Pushkar. Tarur, very hard to listen to Twitter battles go to this level as well. Everyone on Twitter should exercise restraint. We're hearing a large number of voices, Rahul, about, the things that are being said on Twitter, even in fun, even in jest, even in the reporting of news, how careful people must be and, restrained when it comes to people's private lives. This is becoming a trend. You've got somebody called Maria who's tweeted, Twitter didn't cause Sunanda Pushkar's death, infidelity did. Rest in peace, Sunanda. And we're getting hundreds more tweets, in this very same vein, people calling for restraint, Rahul, and actually saying that this is another big lesson. There have been several lessons in the past, but another big lesson in how restraint, needs to be fixed as far as social media use is concerned. There are also many sensible voices, talking about how, you can't blame Twitter for what happened, but there definitely needs to be some introspection in the role that has been played by messages being put on Twitter and possibly read by the principals of this tragic story in, maybe catalyzing this tragedy, Rahul.
While obviously everyone will have his own view on this, and we don't impose any view on people who are watching this broadcast, the reality is it is Sunanda who put out those posts in the private domain. It's not as if somebody surreptitiously picked up her phone or Shashi's phone and put out private conversation. She obviously wanted that people know that she thought that Shashi Tharoor was having this affair with a Pakistani journalist. That's how the information came out in the public domain. And they are, Shashi Tharoor especially, is a public personality. He is a high-profile politician. And in that sense, what is happening in his private life also becomes part of a larger public narrative. Shiv?
Absolutely correct, Rahul. The fact is that, given that Twitter is no holds barred when it actually comes to, commenting on people, apart from public faces on Twitter, the reason why I've selected, this series of tweets at this point, which come from people, who aren't apparently public faces or celebrities, is, there are several people out there who say things, because Twitter gives them complete freedom to put things out there without actually being accountable for the information being put out there. Now, the media plays a role as well, but the fact is, given the lack of boundaries on Twitter, given the lack of rules on Twitter, which is generally a definition by which, the internet itself functions, the simple fact of the matter is, information that's put out there in the form of speculation especially about the private lives of people, especially about intimate moments, things that are salacious, sexual encounters, affairs, intimacy of that kind. It's very easy to distort it. It's very easy to put it completely out of context. Emotions run high. As you well know, there's a political, dimension to all of this, because this is a union minister we're talking about, which is why, Rahul, all the tweets that we've seen right through the day today, over the last 1 hour since this news broke, have been very emotionally charged. The number of tweets, even at this stage, even after the tragedy is broken, that are, that are measured, that are, have a semblance of sanity to them, are not hyperbolic, which don't have a shrill tonality, are very few and far between. So because, even at a time like this, it's a test of how people actually react to a tragedy like this, and that's going to continue over the next few days. This is the next big test, Rahul.